And breathing out. So just let the whole breath guide the whole body into a place of ease. Where it's just you floating in time and space. And then with your eyes closed, just gently bring your palms together at the center of the chest, real slow. Take your time to merge them together, fingertips touching, heel of the hands touching, perhaps a press of the palms, or maybe just a slight space between the palms, but a bowing down to your heart. Just noticing the beating of your heart. Noticing the fire inside of you. Noticing how adaptable we are to change. Take a full breath in. And a long cleansing breath out. Full deep breath in through both nostrils. This time open the mouth and empty the lungs. One more deep breath in. This time sip a little bit more breath in and hold the breath at the top. And then open the mouth and exhale all of the breath out. Press even more air out of the body and just hold it there for a moment or two. And then find that natural rhythm of breath. Blink your eyes open towards the earth. Press your prayer high, look up, take a little back bend. See how the spine's feeling this evening. And as you exhale, bend the knees, bring the hands behind you, interlace the hands. Press the palms together, squeeze the shoulders. You can keep the knees bent, or maybe start to straighten the knees and take it either further into a back bend, or keep the knees bent and squeeze more into the chest, lifting the chin, opening the throat. Breathing in and out. Connect the heel of the hands together. They don't have to lift any higher than just to the lower back, but you might start to move them away from the body. I'm going to take it now into a forward fold, just a slow tip forward, reaching the arms forward. Just enjoying this forward fold with the arms reaching, just staying there and maybe dangling a little, maybe moving side to side with the arms and the chin in the opposite direction. Just an exploration of shoulders, of hamstrings, the whole body as it moves as one. And then come back to center, free the arms towards the earth. Lengthen onto the fingertips or hands to shins, pull the spine really long. Use your exhalation, fold, bow. Twice more inhalation, shoulders in line with hips, pull that lower navel in. Exhale, folding forward. One more breath, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees as you circle the arms, reach them high. Press palms, lift up, look up, take a little back. Use your exhalation, fold through the earth. Half lift in, breath. Forward fold, out, breath. Arms sweep out wide and up, reaching high, taking that little back bend, bowing to the earth on an exhalation, moving with your own breath. Lengthening the sternum forward, shoulders pull back, belly hugs in. Exhale to the earth. Gonna rise up one more time, float the arms, reach on. As you exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Just notice the heart beating once again, maybe a little warmer this time. So it is a yin-yang flow practice. So we'll just start with a little bit more yang before our yin. As you blink the eyes open, press your prayer high, take that little back bend. This time separate the arms. As you exhale, bend the knees, bring the hands behind you, interlace. Inhale, climb up through the spine, open the chest. As you exhale, belly to thighs, straighten legs, arms reaching forward. Bend the knees, draw up the hips, release the hands, brush them along the earth and sweep them forward, chair pose. As you exhale, sweep the arms back, just a lift of the chest, straightening the knees. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms forward, chair pose, reaching them high. As you exhale, release them behind you. Bent knees will start to straighten. And then inhale again. This time, see if you can lift your heels off the mat and keep them lifted. And just stay here in your chair pose. Keep that lower belly zipping in, palms facing up. Just balancing on those toes as you find strength. Releasing the arms, lifting the chest forward, straightening the legs, staying on the toes if you can, diver's pose. From here, release the heels, release the hands. Half lift in breath. As you exhale, step your right foot back, lower the knee. Inhale, arms forward and up. As you exhale, bring them behind you, interlace. Climb up through the spine, in. Just hold for a few breaths here as you exhale. You don't have to come too deep. You can just rest the hands to the lower back if you prefer. So once again, just finding the shape that resonates with you in this moment. Breathing in and out. You might notice the whole front hip. You might notice it's more the shoulders. You might notice a combination of all things working together. One more breath. Free the arms to the earth, lift the back knee, and just step back to a down dog. Pedal out lightly through the feet, a little left, a little right. Just explore a few moments here in your down dog. Swiveling the toes, bending knees, options to explore. Spread the hands wide, fingers wide, heel of the hands pressing, finger pads pressing. And then come back to down dog. Adjust the feet to a comfortable hip distance position. Adjust them wide and narrow if you're not sure, and just see which position works best for your body. Tuck the chin into the throat a little, gaze up to the navel. Just kind of rounding through that upper back area a little. Imagine that you're hollowing that front body, curling a little through the back. And just softening the shoulders, relaxing them. Bend the knees, inhale, ripple forward, come to plank. As you exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, hug the elbows in, low plank, chaturanga to the earth. In breath, rise cobra, hug the elbows in. Exhale to the earth. Pressing to hands and knees, inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Bend the knees as you look forward. Step or walk to the top of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Bend the knees, drop the hips, come to chair pose, Utkatasana. Sweep the hands back, lift the heels as an option. Stay on the toes, inhaling, lifting heels. As you exhale, sweep the arms back, maybe legs straighten or they stay bent. One more time, chair pose, find strength on those toes if you choose. Exhale, diver's pose. Just hold it here. Imagine you're reaching the hands back, kind of like you're holding onto a rope, so the pull of the chest is forward and the arms are reaching back. Keep the inner ankles hugging in, breathing and keeping that drishti focus on one point. Release the heels to the earth, bend the knees, inhale, chair. And then exhale, enjoy a forward fold. Half lift in breath, nice flat back. Left foot steps back, knee lowers to the earth. So the arms reach forward and up for Anjaneyasana. And then we release the hands behind with the opposite index finger on top. And then bend the knee, hug the elbows, and just enjoy that opening through that whole front channel of the body. Opening those shoulders, soft and smooth. Breathing in and out. So just staying there for 3 more breaths. When you've completed 3 breaths, free the arms to either side of the front foot, lift the back knee, step back, downward dog. Straight away, we'll come into a flow, bend the knees, ripple forward to plank. You're able to sustain chaturanga on the toes. You're just looking forward, bending elbows, so you come down in one piece. Otherwise, please lower the knees. Cobra is your in-breath. Maybe it's an upward-facing dog. Use your exhalation to take you back, down dog. So get nice and comfy once again in your down dog. Move a little. Child's pose is really an underestimated pose, and it is a pose. So come here if you need to. You can bring one fist on top of the other, rest the forehead there. Just notice the arms and the shoulders that we've worked a little. Breathing in and out. And if you're not already in down dog, just find your way there. And then just a slow lift of the right heel up to the ceiling. Just going to bend the knee, open the hip. Either stay here or drop your left forearm onto the earth. So you've got the right knee lifted and bent, the left forearm perhaps on the earth. You might be able to bring your right fingertips on the earth and lift your elbow and maybe kind of balance on that left big toe. So you're just kind of coming forward and back. You might even start to notice that you're able to balance on that forearm. It's just building a little strength there. So we're just focusing on that shoulder region to begin with. Soft, smooth breaths. And then we'll press both hands into the earth, lift the elbows, straighten that right leg. As you exhale, curl your knee into your nose. Let's do that again, breath in as you lift. And as you exhale, curl knee into nose. One more time, breath in, heel lifts. As you exhale, knee pulls in, step the foot towards your right thumb. So find a lunge position. You want to hug the inner right thigh inwards, and you want to pull the sternum forward by zipping that belly in. So find stability here in your lunge position, and then keep the left hand down or reach your right arm up. So you might use a block or a book under that left hand. Just gaze up, keep rotating, keep dropping this right hip down and back. So it's more of a thoracic twist rather than this whole hip twist. If you need the back knee down at any point, just opt for that. 2 more breaths. Sometimes it's a little challenging to breathe. Come back to that focus of the breath or your Ujjayi breath. Release the knee down and the hands to either side of that front foot, and just straighten the front leg and bend the knee. So you're just going to bend and straighten. So you can keep the foot down first. So particularly as you straighten, you're getting this point through your toe. So just pointing that toe and then holding the leg straight, but keeping the point in the toe. So you can lift the toes for a moment, but then point them to the earth. So you're going to get this arch. And then lean forward, pull heart forward, pull the hip back to create more length, and then just fold here and hold. Let the head dangle. You might want to shake and nod the head or make some sound. Some horse lips is sometimes really nice, just to release any tension behind the eyes and the throat. Even just a lion's breath. So keep pointing the toes, keep pulling the heel towards the back of the mat. And just a few more breaths. Feel those hamstrings lengthening more and more. Now focusing on that bottom half of the body. And then hold it for a few more breaths, but now lift the toes and see how that differs. Lift the toes, flex the foot. And when you're ready, rebend that knee. Just toe heel your right foot to the left. So you're just going to toe heel it towards about the corner. And then you're going to curl your back toes under, and then you're going to tuck your left knee behind. So you're kind of just landing in preparation for a twist. If you need to extend that bottom leg straight, which is your left leg, or keep it bent, twisting to the right, right hand behind, left arm reaches. Take a little rotation, elbow hooks. You can make a mudra with your thumb and index finger as you rotate. Just keep your right hip anchoring down. So if it's challenging, sit up on something or straighten that bottom leg. So Uddiyana Bandha is your abdominal lock. You want to pull that in and squeeze Mula Bandha, the root lock. Feel the lengthening through the spine and then taking it a little more towards the back. Close the eyes and just soften here. See if you can open that chest area. If you want to release the left hand down to the right ankle or heel. Sorry, that's the left ankle or heel. If that leg's not straightened, or towards that right hip. Settling there as you rotate. Belly squeezes in. Just notice if the jaw is clenched. See if you can find ease. One more. And then as you turn to center, turn all the way around to the left and then just bow to the left, taking a spinal twist in the opposite direction. And then as you come up, bend your left knee if you did straighten it, and then step your right foot just kind of beside the shin so you can press your hands into the earth and then lift your left leg up towards the ceiling for a standing split. So that's working the back of your right hamstring that we just worked a little earlier. You can just stay here and balance. If you need your blocks or something that resembles blocks, bring them under the hands. Heel can be in line with the hip and heart. So this is more of a warrior 3 position. You can make it more a standing split as you walk the hands back and lift the toes. But just find your variation. You might even walk the hands back behind you, balance on your fingertips perhaps. Or you can come into that traditional wrapping right hand around, maybe balancing on left fingertips and then finding that balance. So just balance and breathe. Spread the right toes wide, anchor them to the earth. Try to lift the arch of the standing leg. So you're planting the center of the heel, the base of the big toe, and the base of the pinky toe. And just find 2 more breaths. And if the hands are behind you, just bring them forward. Take a big giant step back into a lunge. Step back, downward facing dog, pedal out through the feet. Take a flow if you choose, bend knees, ripple forward, come to plank. Do exhale, low plank knees or straight legs. Inhale, cobra, maybe up dog. Exhale, child's pose or down dog, your choice. Let's take a moment, maybe child's pose. We will be up in down dog in a moment, but your choice, your practice. Movement or stillness, just explore whether it's inner or outer movement. You notice the space that you're creating. Even though we're physically moving, we're finding balance between the yin and the yang, the movement and the stillness. And then coming back to down dog, finding that stability through hands and feet. The lower belly draws in and up. So you're not just pressing chest to thighs and sticking up the butt, but there is that slight containment as well. And then the left leg lifts on an in-breath. We bend the knee, open the hip, and you can stay just as you are, or try bending the left forearm, or sorry, let me start that again. It's the right forearm on the earth. So left leg lifted, right forearm maybe comes down. Avoid that dump down in the shoulder, so press your forearm into the earth. Maybe light on the left fingertips, lifting the elbow. Maybe that little balance on the right toes, or just shifting forward and back perhaps. Maybe a little hop starts to evolve. Remember, it's not the shape that you create, but the awareness of how you are in that shape. Keep breathing, keep finding that strength, inner and outer. And then as the left hand presses, the right elbow lifts, the left leg straightens. As you exhale, curl your knee into your nose. Breath in lifts the heel high. Use that exhalation, squeeze knee to nose, lift shin high, point toes. Flex foot as you inhale, toes face down. This time we're stepping forward towards the left thumb. Coming into that lunge, guiding it forward, and just enjoying that lunge position. Just breathing in and out, pulling that sternum forward. Back thigh super strong. So if you need the hands on something to come up higher, we're all different. We're all open in different areas of the body. So the blocks will just bring a little more height so your belly's not just dumped and squished down on your thigh. So you're creating space to be able to breathe. So as you pull the sternum forward, the tailbone moves back. And then from that position, you can keep right hand to block as the left arm elevates. Now, as you rotate again, it's not this whole rotation through the pelvis. You want to anchor the pelvis in place. As you zip Uddiyana Bandha in, there's the rotation from there. Hug the left knee to the right shoulder. Back knee can come down if you need to. You keep spinning the chest open. Find that opening through the shoulders. You might bend that elbow slightly. That just helps to retract those shoulder blades. One more breath. Beautiful. Release the hand down, release the knee down. And now we're just straightening and bending, front knee. Just enjoying the left hamstring opening more and more. All right. Now, as you straighten, keep the toes on the earth. So try a few bending, straightening actions without lifting the toes. So you're actually getting that beautiful arch through the foot and that nice stretch through the top of the foot. Then you'll hold it there. Move my block out of the way. Keep it pointed. You might want to just come onto the heel and then point the toes. See if you can touch the toes, lift the arch. And then from there, sternum long as you bow your forehead to your ankle or top of the foot, or just continue lengthening forward. It doesn't matter where it reaches, but it's just further than where you're currently at. Keep the left hip pulling back, right hip slightly pulling forward. And then eliminate the strain behind the eyes. And just let yourself settle there without strain, without any judgment, without expectations, without force, without changing this moment and being in full acceptance of what is. You might not have been, or you might not be moving as much as you normally do. You might notice the body responding differently than what it normally does. Our routine has changed. We just make peace and we recognize that we are adaptable. And then as you start to come up, this time lift the toes, flex them, notice how that feels at the back of the leg. And then we toe heel, or just find a way to maneuver this left foot over to the right, so it's on the right side. And then as you bend that front knee, curl your back toes, kind of get a little spring in your step, tuck the knee behind and come to sit on the floor, come to sit on a block, or if it's too challenging, extend your right leg forward. We're taking a twist to the left. So left hand behind, right arm reaches. And then rotate all the way around, hook the elbow to the thigh, make a mudra. And I guess just keep twisting. So belly pulls in, Uddiyana Bandha. Crown lengthens, chin moves to the back shoulder, rotating through the whole spine. Bringing out any toxins, stimulating the digestive organs. Breathing a lot. You can stay with the elbow and the hand lifted, or the elbow on the knee, hand lifted. Or you can release the hand down to the foot or towards the hip, just to access a little more rotation. Keep breathing in and out. Don't force the shape. Don't force the body. Let it respond to your breath. Steadiness and ease. Closing the eyes will help. One more breath. Taking a counter twist to the right, so release and slowly bow to the earth. Enjoy that release through the spine. And then as you come up, we're stepping the left foot forward of the shin, so right knee will bend behind you. Then you're just going to press yourself up, just so you can find a way to stand on your left foot and lift your right. If that doesn't work that way, just find that left leg, lift the right, stay on the hands or up on something and just balance. Working the leg straight is fine. That top leg doesn't have to lift any higher, so you're still feeling the hamstrings. You might walk the hands back, you might turn the fingers away. We're all going to find a different shape. Breathe in your variation of your standing split. Again, just experiencing the opening through the left leg. Soft, smooth breaths. Softness behind the eyes. Find that third eye, intuition. Use your intuition to be your guide every step of the way through life. One more breath. Slowly bring the hands forward, lengthen the spine forward. And as you exhale, just step forward and fold forward. Separate the feet, come to ragdoll. So just find a dangling sensation here, just shake and nod. You might want to bend the knees, come into a squat and then straighten again. So just enjoy what's needed. And then pop a bend in the knees, keep the feet hip distance or wider if that's better for your body. Interlock the hands behind the back of the head, right behind the occipital ridge. Hug the elbows to the temples. And then zip the belly in, curl your spine upwards, rolling and uncurling and unfurling mindfully. Keep a little weight on the hands. Just noticing the chin pulling to the throat, creating a chin lock, Jalandhara Bandha. Just hold it there, maybe a little bend in the knees, just at that halfway, not right halfway, but almost that point where you've come up. It's just the head heavy. You can add more weight with your hands and just notice the whole back of the neck lengthening. Hug the elbows in a little more. Just keep the weight there, keep the chin to the throat. Just settle there, trying not to strain or to resist. A little tricky to breathe, just stimulating the Vishuddhi chakra, our voice, how we listen, how we're heard. And then slowly continue the journey now upwards. Keep the hands behind the head, let the head lift to neutral first. Wing the elbows out wide, and then a little drop of the head into the hands, just to open the throat now. It's more of the head rather than just a whole back bend, but the back is going to sway a little as well. Lift the elbows out wider, catch a hold of the back of the head and lift it up to create length in the neck. And then release the hands behind you or up above you, behind you. And then slowly come back to neutral, release the hands to the waist. Bring the hands to your hips. Toe heel your feet a little wider. Press your hips to the right. Circle the hips to the back and then to the left and then forward and around. So just creating some hip mandalas. Just enjoying 3 in one direction. And then just taking 3 slow and mindful in the opposite direction. So nice open hips and nice open shoulders. I can't speak today, we'll come down to the earth in a moment and just further open up the body with some longer yin poses. All right, so come back to neutral, reach the arms high. And then as you exhale, just take a fold to the earth. Toe heel your feet wide, heels in, toes out. Come into Malasana. And then we're going to hold this one. So we won't hold it for too long, but for some of us, we can quite easily just stay here. For some of us, it might be more comfortable to actually just have something behind you just to support you. So just elevate the hips If you've got maybe a blanket, you can use that instead. You might use a blanket and something else. But just enjoying Malasana here. Closing the eyes, pressing the heart towards the thumbs. Just breathing in and out. Just allowing the energy that you've created thus far just to flow through your body with awareness. So when we're moving, we tend to be focusing on more the movement and the breath. When we're still, the mind tries to pull us out, tries to create a story. Maybe it's saying that once upon a time I had an injury in this hip or this ankle or whatever the mind is trying to tell you. And it's not that you still feel the pain of that injury, but it's just a dialogue. It's just the mind creating this deterrent. Breathe through that. Witness what you physically feel. If it is pain and you need to come out, the ticket's there for you to come out. If it's just discomfort and you can stay, breathe. And just take now 5 more breaths. Slow, steady breaths. Soften the shoulders. Maybe you want to round for those last 5 breaths. Or maybe you want to round forward. That's fine as well. Now, if you need to stand up, take a ragdoll. Otherwise, you can just come straight down onto the earth. We're eventually going to come down onto the earth. You might want to roll a few times. It's not going to work for everyone, but it might feel good for your body. And then from a seated position, I'm just going to explore a wide leg forward fold. So we've worked the hamstrings, we're going to work the inner thighs a little bit here. So bring the legs as wide as feels comfortable. Generally, if you're finding that you are wanting to prop something under the knees, you can stick something under there. The blocks might be too high for some of you, or they might be comfortable for some of you, or you might just have something else, a couple of cushions. It might feel nice just to keep them long. You might prefer to actually sit up on something. You might have bolsters at home, something that resembles a bolster. You can use anything that's going to serve you. So wide legs, and eventually it's just a coming forward. So let your body come down naturally. Maybe just chin to chest. Maybe hands forward. Maybe hands on something. Maybe elbows and you cup chin. Maybe you start to kind of flop and release. If the feet want to turn in, let them turn in. We're all quite different in that hip socket joint. I naturally roll inwards. So not attaching to one shape is the right shape. And just close the eyes. Feel the breath as it moves in. And then really notice the breath as it leaves the body and what you're leaving behind. Stay empty for a moment. Be in that void. And then take another nourishing breath in, filling into the top of the lungs. Notice the back body lift. And as you exhale and let the next breath go, notice what else you're letting go of. It's not just breath, but maybe physical tension melts away. Maybe there is a deep-seated emotion that you've been holding on to through your life. You might not notice that we hold that tension through the body. But alas, there it is. One day, after all those years, we think we've cleared all that there is to clear, and yet there's something else. So as long as we're alive in this body, we are always students, learning and growing. You might notice you come a little deeper now. It's not by force, but just natural. Release any tension from your toe, your throat. Ensure that there's not a clenching of the jaw or the space behind the eye. Keep witnessing your breath. Just stay with the sensations. They might deepen, they might dissolve, they might morph, change. Your arms might be forward, you might bring them back. And then just settle in a place where you're able to hold without judgment, thought, expectation. Now explore 5 more breaths. Take your time, unfurl slowly through the spine. Slow, effortless journey upwards. Stay up for a moment. Maybe scoop the legs in a little bit closer. Coming down to rebound, which is just a position on our back. Just try not to make too much movement. If the mat's not there, don't worry, just come to lay flat on your back and just settle there. Make some sounds, but be still physically. Just witness this flow. I'm just going to sit up just so I can speak towards you, but just witness this energy, this chi that's flowing through your body. Feel the pulse, the dance of the cells, pulse of life. Smile, notice the gift that you have here in this temple of yours. The gift of awareness, the gift of experience through our senses, the gift to connect, the gift to still be able to come together, the gift of adaptability. And very slowly start to move the body now. A little movement through fingers, through toes, a little stretch, a little yawn. And just hug the knees into your chest. Draw them in and just creating a little rocking sensation. Just feeling the hips and the pelvic region. Keep rocking gently. And so there's going to be 2 options here. You're going to either cross the left ankle over the right and just come to eye of the needle. If you wish to support your right foot, so you don't have to hold on to it, place something underneath, or alternatively use a wall. Can step the foot on the wall and cross the ankle over the thigh. And that might give you a little more depth in the right glute. You can come up into swan if you prefer. So sleeping swan leading with the left. So you're either going to be reclined on a wall or with your left leg forward. Now your right knee can stay bent if you want to come forward. You might use something to support you. You might extend the leg back. Just finding the left buttock, left glute, and then just allowing that to be your target area. So that's stimulating the gallbladder meridian. And then once again, settle in your chosen shape. And maybe ego starts to set in. I know sometimes for me, it's like, why did I choose this pose? Maybe I should have done something else. Had I done something else, I probably would have been saying the same thing. They're just little things to notice about ourselves. And if we do them here on our mat, chances are we actually are like this in our everyday life. So they're just little things to be aware of, how we respond to others, how we speak to ourselves, what's our internal dialogue. Can we love every aspect of ourselves? Do we call ourselves names? Even just that. We're not serious when we say it, but there's a sense of seriousness about it when we call ourselves stupid. Or, oh my God, I'm so dumb. Or things like that. So be mindful of where you direct your thoughts and your words and what you say. Settle a little more. Breathe a lot. Enjoy the journey, knowing it's not a destination. Let go of any alignment cues you might have heard in any other practices. The yin practice is all about letting the body move to its place of desire in order to get the maximum benefits for your anatomy. So you might notice you want to lean to the left or lean to the right. You might kind of flop to one side. You might adjust a foot in a slightly different position. You might soften the ankle, the shoulders. But the key word is softness wherever you land. Yin is all about the feminine. The yin governs the left, the moon, emotions, winter and autumn are the 2 months. Just noticing as we move into these winter cold months that it's okay to curl in, to be more feminine, to not have as much fire as we normally would, to honor them, to respect that in us, to love our temple just as it is. Okay. 5 more breaths. Generous breaths. Aware of each breath. And we're going to come to rebound again, which is either on the back, or if you're in swan, you don't want to flip around, you can come to lay on the belly. Or if you've got your leg on the wall, you can just roll to one side and then just find a way on your back or your belly. Or if you prefer, extend just the legs up for a few moments. But as long as you're still and you're just feeling the blood flowing through the body, it doesn't matter where you land. So let go of good or bad, right or wrong. Just be. Be here now. Which is actually one of the titles of a great teacher, Ram Dass, one of his books, recently passed. Be here now. Settling, feeling, loving all parts of you. Even those parts that we wish weren't there about us. Shine a light and get to know you. Always change. What we don't like, if we see it, can grow and evolve. All right, moving to the second side of this pose. So it will be the right leg leading, unless you do the other side. So now we're moving through the yang side. So you can cross the right ankle over the left if you're on a wall. You can always straighten that top leg, or closer you bring it towards the buttocks, the deeper you're going to feel. You'll know where you're going now, just matching what you did on the first side. So right leg forward if you're in your swan, or you can bend that left knee and come forward. You might just have the ankle crossed or something under the foot. So what's serving you? And then as you inhale, just we're going to just repeat a mantra with the breath, and it's something I learned from another teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh. So on the inhalation, breathe in, I have arrived. And as you exhale, I am home. As you breathe in, I've arrived. As you exhale, I am home. I have arrived. Settling, I am home. Emptying the lungs completely before arriving to that in-breath. I have arrived. Settling deeper, I am home. Maybe feeling more at home in your physicality, in your body. Quite literally feeling more at home in our homes. Being able to actually enjoy what we work so hard for. To be able to now appreciate the space that we've created. To love it. To not rush in and out, which was a common theme for me, particularly with teaching classes. I was in and out and found teaching morning and night classes. I just wasn't able to find any time to really truly settle. So having this time has just been an absolute blessing for me as I get to know my kittens a little more, as I create a beautiful garden space, as I begin to grow my own food, as I start to do all the things that I said I wanted to do. And the time is here, it has arrived. I am home. I am home. I am home. Breathing in, I have arrived. Breathing out, I am home. Keep breathing, keep with the mantra, and just settle with the sensations that you feel, not too much longer. And just explore 5 more breaths. Stay with the mantra. Keep that silent repetition. Feel yourself settling more and more. Easing into your body. Easing into your home. It is not just the place externally that you occupy, but your physical body is your home. And that is really what matters most, that we have our life, this experience, we have health, well-being, community, and yoga. Complete your 5 breaths and once again, slow transition to your chosen rebound. It is a position of stillness, so take your time to get there. It is a pose, so be mindful when you do get there that you don't just take any unnecessary movement just because the ego says, I want to move, but just melt and feel. Me, I feel that right hip and that pulse. I've done quite a few years of running, so it is a problematic area for me, which I'm quite mindful of. Just be mindful of certain areas of your body. We all have something. As the body moves towards longer time here on earth, we'll notice the importance of looking after our health physically, mentally. Love who you are, what you are. Love what you might perceive as flaws or failures. See everything as an experience, a gift. If you wish to move, make a little movement with the hands and feet. Might feel nice to draw knees in or drop them side to side, or if you're on your belly or still on the wall, just roll off or push back into a child's pose if you landed on your belly. Take a little movement, any movement that your body needs, if it needs. And we're going to settle on the earth for our final pose, which is Shavasana. So I do encourage laying down and putting a blanket over you. If you have a cushion, I didn't bring one in, bringing that underneath the head, as long as it's not too high and it's not pushing the chin to the chest, just a really nice gentle support. It doesn't have to be a huge support. If you have anything to prop up under the knees, you can extend the legs and put a bolster under the knees, or alternatively keep your feet on the earth and your knees bent. So I know some of you have been practicing yin with me before, some of you might not, or might be new to the yin yoga practice. Just trust again your intuition as you tap into Ajna Chakra. And then just settle on the earth. Taking a few rounds of breath as you settle. And witness the balance of the yin and the yang. Just take witness of the left and the right side of the body. Just dividing your body directly in the center. Down through the middle of the body, vertically, between left and right. And just take a moment to rest all of your attention on all of the sensations in the whole left side of the body. And now bring your awareness and flick it over to the right side of the body. Just solely onto the right. Notice what you feel. And then back to the left. And then back to the right. One more time to the left. One more time to the right. Now bring your awareness to both left and right side as one whole. As you merge left and right and glue those back together. Feel the sense of wholeness. Sense of yin and yang, left and right, masculine, feminine, sun and moon. The polarities that exist, that are necessary for balance. Coming home. Breathing in, I have arrived. Breathing out, I am home. I have arrived. I am home. I have arrived as you breathe in. I am home as you breathe out. Continue in stillness on your own, resisting any urge to move, resisting those distractions, distractions of the mind. Come back home, time and time again. Come back home to you, over and over again. Be here now. I have arrived. I am home. Release the mantra, coming back to it any time. But for now, just let it fade. Let it fade. Still feeling your breath. Taking a few deep breaths to awaken slowly, gently, movement into the physicality of the body, just to reintegrate just enough so you can roll to one side. Just enough to stay curled in a little ball on one side. Just moving the hips in the opposite direction. A little tucking in of the chin, curling up like a cat on a cold night by the fire. Completely content, not a care in the world. Just enjoy that place. Again, accessing that at any point. We have the tools within us to come together, to connect, mind, body, yin, yang, sun, moon, masculine, feminine. Press yourself up gently, coming up into a seat, perhaps cross-legged. Just balancing between the tailbone and the pubic bone when you get there. Maybe a slight movement forward, back, side to side. Some spirals if you choose. And then once you've taken those movements, allow the shoulders and hips to align. The head to press gently back towards the wall behind you. And then a slight drawing down of the chin to the chest. Bring one hand onto your heart or heart center, and then the other hand on top. So it can be center or to the left. Just honoring the light within you. And the light within me. Recognizing the union, recognizing that we are one and the same. Thank you, beautiful yoginis. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing evening. Namaste. Blessings. So grateful to be able to continue to share. I am just teaching 2 classes currently from my existing about 15, so it's been a bit of a different experience as well to do this for all of us. But yeah, thank you for being here and for sharing and continuing what we do. So you can head straight to bed. You don't have to say anything, but if you feel to share something, you can. If you wish just to float on off, just stop your video. That's perfectly fine. Mwah. Much love, much love, much love. You are all amazing. So good to see you all. Really, really good to see you all. I've been crocheting. I'm making a blanket. I have to make.
Oh, that's so nice.
I have to make 42 of these.
What
I
for?
probably made about 10.
What for?
I'm making a blanket just because I feel like I've been crocheting.
Can you show us your kittens?
Oh, yes. You see Moo? Where are you?
Oh,
Getting so big.
they're so cute. What are their names?
Missy and Moo.
Oh, Missy Moo.
Missy Moo.
They're beautiful.
They are gorgeous. I can't believe how, yeah, it's been a blessing being here with them actually.
Mm.
Yeah,
Are you still in the
normally
same
just rushing in and out feeding them and
Mm.
but yeah.
Are you still in the same house?
Yeah, still here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you should have the kittens in more.
What's that?
You should have the kittens in more during class.
Normally the Friday morning class, I sometimes do it on my deck, and they're just running around playing and doing their thing. But
Moo's looking
yeah,
at
I've left them out for the last few. But
Yeah.
they play, but then they settle.
me.
All right, take care, beautiful.
Thank
If
you.
you want to have a
Thank you so
chat, you
much.
can find me.
I'll do a
All
voice.
right, I'll see you guys soon.